He proposed to her at their LA stop in 2007 on her Beyonce Experience tour, and that was on her birthday, 9/4/07.
I'd be so pissed. No. Somebody proposes to me on a holiday or on my birthday, like, I will fight you.
Yeah, because, like, what happens if we divorce? Now my birthday, I'm just going to be like...
Christmas is ruined? Yeah, like, do you know how pissed I'd be if somebody proposed to me on Christmas? I'd be like, no.
Be like, listen, ask me tomorrow.
Live from Brooklyn, New York. Come on, whoa. You're listening to the Culture 316 podcast.
What's going on, y'all? This is Jay the Creative.
Oh, I'm Mr. Money and Magic.
I'm Whitney.
And welcome to another episode of Culture 316. This is our special Wrestlemania 36 edition. We will be giving our predictions and insight. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and subscribe to us everywhere on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, be sure to download the podcast and give it a 5-star rating. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it for our predictions for Wrestlemania 36.
Yes. Okay. WrestleMania 36. It was supposed to be at Raymond James Stadium tomorrow. I'm very sad about this. I was supposed to be there. But, in fact, it is taking place from multiple locations, including Full Sail University, the WWE Performance Center, a random place for the Firefly Funhouse as well. Firefly Slaughterhouse, I think, something like that.
Funhouse, yeah.
Alrighty. So we're going to start from the bottom of the card and work our way up, or however they list it here. So... just announced this morning, we have Liv Morgan versus Natty at the kickoff show.
Yes.
Here's my thing. Why is there a kickoff show if it's 2 nights? Why do we need a kickoff show? And not just a kickoff show. The kickoff show has 2 matches. Why?
So I'm sure that one of the matches is today for today's kickoff, and one of the matches is for tomorrow's kickoff.
Probably. That's logical.
It's WWE. Do you really think they're logical, though?
I'm not going to answer that question. Liv Morgan versus Natalya.
Why?
I'm going to have that same question, but I mean...
here's my thing. WrestleMania, when I look back and I look at my favorite WrestleManias, whether it be X7, 20, 13, even, more recent ones, like, what was it, 27 that was amazing? 25 was off the charts. But now it's like everybody gets a match.
That's a fact.
And it's not as special. Because, like, they don't care about the storylines anymore. And it's like, what's the point of this Natalya and Liv match? If anything, make it a pre-show match between Liv and, Lana.
Ruby. I thought it would be that.
Yeah, Liv and Ruby or Liv and Lana, where, like, at least there's something to go off of.
I feel like with WWE's focal point, especially in, like, 2019, 2020, and beyond, has just been more so inclusion based off of what they're trying to do with, like, all their PR stuff and all the stuff they're trying to promote about the company. They want to make it very, very inclusive friendly, but just because you're trying to be inclusive doesn't mean that you make it for everybody. There's a difference between wanting to represent different people in different shapes and sizes and just giving everybody a shot. You know what I mean?
Everybody doesn't get a gold medal at the Olympics. It's not Little League. Like, you're supposed to be the top brand. So everybody doesn't need to have a chance at WrestleMania. Like, this is supposed to be the creme de la creme, your Super Bowl. Not every NFL team takes home the Lombardi Trophy.
That's a fact. What were you going to say?
Match. Who do you guys think is actually winning the match?
I'm going to say Liv. I'm going to say Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I think they're trying to build some momentum beneath her. And I think Natty has been used as, I don't want to call her a jobber, but more of a career booster because she is so consistent and steady.
Yeah, they usually put the newer girls to work with her because she's such a good wrestler and she can be such a good mentor. Do think she should get at least 1 or 2 last runs as women's champion. I think a run as Raw women's champion and then maybe a run as the tag team champions just to kind of give her I mean, she's already a Hall of Famer, but just to kind of give her Hall of Fame kind of stamp, like a reason to really...
Her, like, swan song type of thing.
But in that case, I am going to also pick Liv Morgan. I just think it makes more sense. I say Liv Morgan, and then Ruby Riott comes out and maybe beats her, and then we continue the Liv Morgan Ruby Riott feud whenever WWE comes back from
Rona.
You know, yeah, Rona. Just wanted to point something out for you guys. Somebody posted this on Twitter. WrestleMania 29 had 0 women's matches because remember the women got cut in the Gorilla. WrestleMania 30 and 31 both had 1 women's match. 32 had 2 women's matches. 33 had 3. 34 had 4 women's matches, right? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Women were included in 4 matches. 35 had 3 women's.
Oh, are you including the Rumbles?
The
Okay.
women's battle royals, yes.
The vagina trophy?
Shut up.
It's not a vagina, it's a cervix.
35.
That's what it looks like, is the cervix and the fallopian tubes.
Exactly.
35 had 3 women's matches. One of those included the main event at WrestleMania, of course. And 36 has 5 women's matches. So next year, do you think we get
all women?
All women's WrestleMania? I'm here for it. It'll never happen, but I'm here for it.
Evolution was the best pay-per-view WWE has put on in years.
Evolution 2. I don't know if you guys saw Sasha Banks was pushing for Evolution 2 on her Instagram. Okay. So yeah, there we go. The next kickoff match is going to be Cesaro versus Drew Gulak. Who do you guys have and why?
I'm gonna say Drew Gulak. I feel like they're trying to build momentum under him to kind of go at Daniel Bryan again somehow, some way for that Intercontinental title. So I think that he's gonna beat Cesaro.
I'm gonna say the same too, just because I love Drew. Drew is one of my favorite wrestlers and just genuine human beings on the planet. Also, I want Cesaro to lose and Cesaro to get mad and Cesaro to storm off to NXT UK and face Walter. But that's my own personal.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'll pick Drew Gulak as well. I just kind of feel like this is building to a Drew Gulak Daniel Bryan match for the IC title. Oh, gave away my IC title match thingy. But yeah.
Ooh, it's SummerSlam?
Maybe, possibly, if we have a SummerSlam.
They could do a submission match.
Ooh.
Okay.
That actually sounds like a great match.
That does sound like a great match, actually.
All right, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the champion. Excuse me, the champions defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Kabuki Warriors have to retain because I want Asuka on my television every week. I don't care if she's just sitting on commentary pretending like she's DJing the air. I want Asuka on my television every week.
And I'm gonna go with Whitney. I think that the Kabuki Warriors are gonna win. So Asuka and Kairi Sane retain.
I'm going to actually pick Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to become the first ever 2-time WWE Women's Champions. I feel like Asuka and Kairi Sane have pretty much done almost everything they could have except for face the first ever champions. And the first ever champions are in a separate match. And those two are breaking up soon. So I don't think that'll happen within the next couple of months, maybe even the next couple of years. But I just feel like the women's tag team division is kind of a dead division right now. There's not really much going on. A lot of the tag teams either aren't on television right now. One of them is injured. One of them there's a lot of stuff that just isn't.
They've broken up all the tag teams that we potentially had.
Exactly. Sonya and Mandy I'm sure they're broken up now. So
are they not broken up?
Did you watch SmackDown?
Oh yeah, they are kind of broken up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Bliss Cross Applesauce to be the next tag team champion. Next match on the card, we have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. You know, this has probably been the best built story in the
Dolph
company.
is winning because there's nothing Vince loves more. I can't even say the word than cock blocking somebody. That is like Vince's, and to do that to Otis, that's why Dolph is going to win.
Otis is over, so I pick Otis.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Angie. I think that since Otis is over, I think they're gonna pull the trigger with Otis, and Otis is gonna definitely
At least for a
win.
night. At least for a night.
But with the Mandy Rose thing, like there's no.
At least for a night, I think. Especially after the whole Sonya thing happened last night. At least for a night.
Yeah, I could see Otis. I could see Otis winning this one for sure.
We thought the Heavy Machinery is going to win the tag team titles, and that didn't happen either, though.
We have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. I don't know why, but we have.
My only question is why? Is there like literally any storyline between the two of them facing?
No. I think Aleister Black did like a backstage interview thing, like, Bobby Lashley's been beating his opponents, and I've been beating my opponents. So let's just have a match and see who can beat who quicker.
Anyway, it's so random. Like, are they even on the same brand right now?
Do we even, honestly? With Miss Rona still around, I don't even know who's on what brand.
Personally, I want Aleister to win.
Yeah, Aleister.
I just like him more. I think he's more over right now than Bobby, too.
Well, since Aleister's married to a woman from Queens, I'm going to go with Aleister. It's definitely going to be Aleister. No, yeah, for sure.
All right, next match is Elias versus King Corbin. Another match that we don't understand why is that match happening.
So I think there was like a couple segments on SmackDown that were kind of building up to this. Were they memorable? No, but it was a thing. You know what I mean? So, but I think that Elias is going to win. He's going to have his WrestleMania moment at the WWE Performance Center.
No, because they're still trying to push King Corbin as like a thing.
Exactly. King Corbin.
I'm going to still go with Elias.
I can't get over your cat.
You don't have King Corbin beat Kurt Angle last year.
For him to lose to Elias.
That
makes sense.
I like Elias. I really do.
Elias
I think that he's great. I like Baron Corbin as well. I think he gets great heat. I just,
The one WrestleMania a few years ago where Elias was playing his guitar, and Jason Jordan was just throwing vegetables at him. It was a great.
That was not a WrestleMania.
You mean Jason Jordan, the next generation of great?
Huh.
Yeah. He's still backstage, isn't he?
He's a producer or like a backstage guy now.
He's Daniel Bryan's status, but not like worse in the net, isn't he? I guess more age.
I think he still has hope that he can come back, though. I have hope that he can come back, too, because he was a great wrestler.
He was a
great
wrestler.
If he ever does come back, I think he needs to get back with Chad Gable and properly do what they were supposed to do in 2017 and turn American Alpha heel. Because the plan, I don't know if you guys remember the whole Fashion Files and how they kept getting beat up.
Yeah.
The plan was to have it be American Alpha, and they were going to turn heel, and they were going to, rule the division, which I would have stand.
I would have loved that.
Anyway.
I would have been ready, willing, and Gable to accept that.
I can't. So are we all? So King Corbin, and Elias.
Got it.
Street Profits, the Raw Tag Team Champions, will defend against Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Just got signed to NXT and will be making his WrestleMania debut within the same 12 months. We have a why.
Raw is stale and dusty and musty, and they're going to have the Street Profits drop to Angel and Austin so they have fresh talent on there. Because they're not going to be able to do call-ups this year like they want to.
Very true.
And unless they do another draft this year, I think that the Street Profits weren't initially set to lose this, but I think because they're reworking a lot of stuff because of our good old buddy Miss Rona, I think Angel and Austin are going to win. Just for the pure fact of being a way to get them onto the Raw roster.
I personally think that, well, for starters, I need Montez to like tag Austin for real. Like in real life, I need him to punch him in his face.
He's probably not mad about it.
But still.
Oh, that noise though, just that.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know that if Montez is not ready to fight, I know that Bianca is. But
yeah, because you know she don't play by her man.
She does not play.
Okay. She don't play about her man. I don't know if y'all saw. I forgot what his name was.
Robert Strauss.
No. His name was Dan something. Dan Matha. Do you guys remember him?
I do.
He said him and Montez were going back and forth just back when they were on NXT. They were going back and forth on Twitter. And he said something about Bianca, like, oh, I'm going to take your wife, something like that. She said, listen, Mr. Dan, I don't play with...
I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen.
This is the second time this week that she's done this, knocking over my whole thing. Listen, if you're going to be over here, you're going to be down on the floor, you're going to be up there. You're not going to be up and down this damn... Go sit in my chair like you always do.
She wants to be on camera.
Always want to be in the middle of the stuff.
Keep going.
Anyway.
Dan Matha.
Bianca, I'm pulling up the exact tweet because
Bianca told that nigga.
She went and she was not playing with him. She said, let me address you by your government name so you know I'm not with it. Daniel, don't fucking play with me. My husband on insult my marriage. I am not a topic for your little storyline or Twitter shots. STFU or I will knock your teeth into the back of your throat myself. Period. 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 That let me explain something to y'all. That is why I love Bianca Belair. That is why she is just the best.
The best. Literally.
Because, period. I don't play about that. I don't play about none of this.
I will knock you out.
Street Profits.
But that's why I like nobody can. I'm gonna say the same. Street Profits. I think that the Street Profits are exactly what the Raw Tag Team division needs right now. As far as just their entertainment value coupled with how good they are in the ring and how well they work together, and I think that they're what they need right now. So they're gonna keep the belts on the Street Profits.
They're one of the few good things that are on Raw right now.
Not only that, but like you do all this building up for the Street Profits to give the championships to
Angel,
guys who were just put together. Like I would understand if it was Andrade and Angel Garza because then that kind of makes sense. But Angel Garza and Austin Theory, nah, it's not happening.
I concur.
All right.
You asked me a week ago, I would have said the Street Profits, but.
Right. Anyway, so we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship ladder match. We have John Morrison, and it's going to be a singles match. John Morrison will defend the championships on his own in a triple threat singles ladder match. It'll be John Morrison versus Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston.
Is The Miz sick?
Yes, The Miz was sick. Reportedly, so he showed up to the arena sick, so they had to on the fly kind of change the match, and they announced this on the bump this morning.
Okay, because I have not heard that. Okay,
they might as well just take the SmackDown Tag Team Championship out the picture and just replace it with a random belt from the past. Like they should just bring back the European Championship if it's a single triple threat ladder match. Like,
where's the 24/7 title right now? Put that person in and make it a 4-way ladder match
for the 24/7 championship.
Yeah,
I think R-Truth is the champ again. So you do that. But I think it's so stupid that there's a singles match to determine the outcome of a tag team championship match.
I mean, it was either do that or
remove the match.
You know what I'm saying? Like completely take the match off the card.
That makes sense.
I mean, I get why they did it. They were in a, in a
tough spot, yeah.
a tough spot. Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
But I think that the New Day are gonna win.
I think.
I think the Miz and Morrison are going to retain, and they're going to build to something at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I think Miz and Morrison. I just feel like how many more times can we see New Day, Usos, New Day, Usos, New Day, Usos, New Day, Usos, New Day. Like, listen, I love both teams to death. I think both teams are absolutely fantastic, but I think their rivalry peaked with that Hell in a Cell match.
Very true.
Like now, it's just like incredibly repetitive. Like
the Miz and Morrison were very much a breath of fresh air to that tag division. Did you see the rap video they made?
I did not, and I heard very interesting things about it, so I'm nervous to watch it.
It's on the Miz's IG.
No.
Yeah, they made a diss track. It's like up there with like just the bad levels of when they had, what was it, 4th of July a few years ago when the Usos and the New Day had a rap battle. It's up there with that. Like
that rap battle will always be legendary.
Undefeated because of the rated R.
The rated R line.
Xavier Woods line. That will forever be undefeated.
Oh, and that had to be just completely off the top of the head. There's no way that was scripted.
I think they bleeped it out in like the on the YouTube version.
In the re-airing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so there we go. We have that. Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan.
I think the same thing. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Is that the Elton versus Sami shirt?
The one for Sami for Syria, yeah.
That's popping.
Sami Zayn is my boy.
Don't let Nora hear you say that.
Listen, I know we fight over it. She gave me Kenny in exchange for Sami, but we're on level terms about it. Sami deserves the world, and they can't take away the title from him after he's had it for what, 2 weeks?
That's a fact. I don't think that he's gonna get the title taken away just yet. And by the way, I love his reign. Like, I love how he has like his own little faction with Cesaro and Shinsuke. I love how he's kind of been like the liberal progressive thinker who's also a heel, who also be kind of talking facts. It very much reminds me of Daniel Bryan's run as WWE champion when he was the Planet's champion
last year.
Yeah, it's very, very reminiscent of that, but he's doing it in like his own way, and I just love it. But yeah, I think that Sami's gonna win this one too.
There has to be some way that they could work that in, like have them have like a political debate or something. That would be so funny. Or maybe I just think it's funny because I'm a poli-sci nerd.
I'm not gonna hold you though. I love Drew Gulak.
Yes.
I liked his part of his run when he was Enzo's like lackey. I remember when he did a segment with Enzo. Enzo was like, "You want to know what I think about your PowerPoint presentations?" And he was like, "Informative." I died because like Drew Gulak has incredible comedic timing.
Oh, he's so good.
So yeah, but I think that Daniel Bryan will win.
I concur.
Where did Drew Gulak come from? I'm trying to think. Nobody was talking about Drew Gulak. I was just very much in space just now.
So no,
I thought you were gonna be like, well, he came up through CCW in Philadelphia.
He was about to get the whole bio.
Yeah, you know what? I was very much in space. No one was talking about Drew Gulak. Anyway,
it's okay. I'm always down to talk about Drew Gulak.
Next match: Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins.
They aren't gonna have Seth lose at WrestleMania.
I think KO's gonna win. I think that based off of just the last couple of Manias, well, for starters, Seth already has a good amount of WrestleMania moments. KO does not. Seth cashed in the Money in the Bank in 31.
He's won at every WrestleMania he's been in.
Exactly. He won at 33. He was out for 32.
He won the match against Randy.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I always forget that match actually happened because the cash-in just overshadows everything that happened.
Literally
Oh
everything.
yeah, that was the same WrestleMania he cashed in.
So it's like he has the title win at WrestleMania 31. He beat
Last
Triple H at
year.
33. 34, he won the Intercontinental Championship. 35, he won the Universal Championship. So I feel like he already has his collection of moments. I feel like KO hasn't had his, so I feel like this is the year where he's going to get his.
Who deserves it more? Kevin Owens, 100%. KO is one of those people that's like Sami Zayn, where like they are just good people through and through that you just want to see them win and succeed at every step in life. And just thoroughly love this business from top to bottom. And you can say the same about Seth, but I think Kevin Owens is just more likable than Seth. He's more relatable, more human than Seth is, especially here recently.
I can agree with that. For
but
sure.
I still think Seth will win.
I'm gonna go
the Golden Boy.
See, it's hard because I would love to go with Kevin Owens, but you know, this will tie into who I think is going to win the WWE Championship later. So I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins as well.
You're gonna go with Seth? I can see that. I can see that for sure. What's the next match?
We all did the thingy, right? Okay.
Yep.
SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley will defend her title in a fatal 5-way against Naomi, Lacey Evans, Tamina, and her best friend Sasha.
I'm gonna go with
Once
Sasha.
again, I ask why.
What'd you say, Whitney? Sorry.
I just why, but also Sasha.
All right, pretty unanimous. I just think it makes sense. I think what's probably going to happen is we'll have Tamina maybe eliminate Bayley, and then Sasha, so that Sasha and Bayley don't touch each other.
And can keep that.
And can keep, and then Bayley could be like, oh, Sasha, I'm happy for you.
Can we talk about Sasha's blue jumpsuit real quick, though?
Somebody said she looked like Mystique from X-Men, and I was like,
it was so good. Anyway, yeah, Sasha has to win. Like, this is her time to win. She's on the blue brand. She's the blueprint. Like, the story
100%.
writes itself.
Just give it a blue belt. Give her the Crip belt.
Somebody said that Naomi would win the I'm like, no. I love Naomi.
I love Naomi too.
But no.
She's got no chips in the what's the saying? She's got no chips in the game? No.
Something like that. I don't know.
Ting and ting and ting and ting.
NXT Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley, the champion, will defend against Charlotte Flair.
I think I have strong opinions about this. I don't think people take Rhea seriously. Rhea, I can never say it right. I don't think they take her seriously like they take the women on Raw and SmackDown. I don't think any of the NXT women are taken seriously. So I think for the pure moment of being like, yes, the NXT women's division is solid and, like, in my opinion, the best women's division out of all three brands, they're going to have Rhea win over Charlotte just to be like, nah, look at what she can do. Like, look at our prodigal child. So those are my feelings.
I feel like when it comes to this particular match, Rhea already has a pinfall victory over Charlotte. And on top of that, I feel like WWE kind of beyond the storyline is trying to have a one-up on AEW, particularly in just how they run Wednesday nights. Because I feel like NXT, their biggest strength is their women's division. And I feel like they're going to try to keep working on that strength. And I feel like if they allow Charlotte to win, it's going to allow for a Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair rematch where Rhea could possibly win. But more importantly, it's going to allow Charlotte to be on NXT. And I feel like they would want that for Charlotte because it kind of gives her something to do. Because if Charlotte loses, it's just like, okay, she's back on Raw, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, where do you go from there after you just lost the title at WrestleMania? So I think that Charlotte's going to win so that she's going to go to NXT.
I have to agree with that. I think that it has to be Charlotte Flair. Well, not it has to be, but I think that it's going to be Charlotte. I just think that you kind of can have Charlotte and Rhea switch places. You can have Rhea go to Raw in Charlotte's place, and Charlotte kind of go down to NXT. Give NXT a 6 month boost.
Definitely.
Granted, if you take a look at the ratings, I know
And then have
Charlotte.
Bianca take down Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte didn't really move the ratings that much when Charlotte went to NXT for that Bianca Belair match. But I think that you have to kind of do it in a way that, Sasha, wow, I'm in space. I'm just in a different place right now.
I think it said Sasha.
You have to do it in a way where Charlotte can go back to NXT, maybe kind of elevate that division just a little bit. They don't really need it, but you can give us matches like Charlotte versus like a Mia Yim, Charlotte
versus Dakota,
Charlotte versus Io Shirai, which I really think it
Whew.
needs Sasha.
Oh my god.
Sasha Banks and Io Shirai would be an incredible match. But Charlotte and Io Shirai, which that would be awesome as well. Moonsault versus Moonsault. Pretty cool.
They both have 6 submissions too.
Right, and the submissions as well. So that would be a really cool match. But so that's why I think Charlotte is gonna go there, and then Rhea can go to Raw, and we can get, at some point get a Rhea versus Shayna Baszler again, and maybe Shayna can get her win back. Rhea could beat Shayna, kind of something like that. I still think that at some point, Ronda Rousey will make her return, so maybe a Rhea Ripley versus Ronda Rousey.
Where are the other two 4 horsewomen of MMA right now?
Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir. I have no idea where they are. They're probably like at the PC. Like,
I haven't seen them. Have they been on since?
They were on. Well, whichever one is married to Roderick Strong made an appearance a couple of weeks ago when Roddy had that match against Velveteen in the steel cage.
Marina and Roderick.
Yeah, Marina.
Like,
Marina made an appearance, but as like a group, as like a collective of like her and Jessamyn, they haven't been seen together as a team since Shayna.
They probably have been doing like the house show circuit, trying to, because I still think their money match out of Survivor Series is the WWE 4 Horsewomen versus the MMA 4 Horsewomen.
Well, that's what I was getting to with that question, is where are they right now?
Yeah, I still think that is their money match, but I think that it's going to be a minute before they get there.
Definitely. I can agree with that.
All right. Next match, we have the Raw Women's Championship as Becky Lynch defends her championship against Shayna Baszler. Becky Lynch has held the title for 300 and as of tomorrow, it would be today or tomorrow, it'll be 363 or 362 days. So almost a year. Because technically next Tuesday
would be April 7th.
Would be the day that she won the title. Well, actually, no, she won it. Technically, she won it April 8th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She won it April 8th.
Yeah.
But it's a leap year, so there's an extra day in there, too.
True.
I keep forgetting about that, yeah.
So, she won't quite make it to a year, but that they'll say that she held it for a year.
Right. It's been since last year WrestleMania since she held it.
Yeah.
A fiscal year.
True. A WWE fiscal year. So...
I am bored of Becky as champion. And back to what I was saying with Raw kind of being stale, I think Shayna would be a good way to spice up that women's division. Because you're looking at 12 new matches that you can have with a fresh new face on there. And then going back to the whole idea of, are they going to be able to do call-ups this year? That's another easy way to automatically bring somebody up to that brand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that I definitely think that Shayna's gonna win just based off of her performance in the Elimination Chamber. Yeah. Based off of what she's just been doing over the past year, I feel like also Becky just kind of did everything that she could just as champion. Mm-hmm. She's beaten everyone, except for Shayna Baszler. And I feel like this is like Shayna's time. Like all signs are kind of pointing to it. And Shayna's just a badass. Like she's just so good. Like, and I feel like it's time for her to kind of step up and be the champ. So I'm going Shayna.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go Shayna, except I'm gonna go Becky. Um, I do think that
Pourquoi?
this will humble Shayna. I'm sorry, Becky. I do think that Becky needs to be humbled. I do think that Becky will probably escape with the championship, though. It'll be kind of like a roll up, maybe, or like I don't think she'll get a submission victory, because then that is even more of a reason for like Shayna and Becky to really go at it in like a no DQ match, or we get like that big Becky and Ronda match and Shayna interfere. We get something. I do feel like at some point Becky's gonna lose it. I just kind of don't feel like it's gonna be yet.
Right.
Everything I just said was BS, by the way. I really do think Shayna's gonna win, but I'm just saying Becky to be the contrarian.
I also, just going back to the 4 horsewomen thing, I think it's an easy way to bring Shayna up there, and then all of a sudden Ronda's back at SummerSlam, and then next thing you know, by WrestleMania next year, we're set up for the 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen, where you've got the belts on Charlotte and Becky, the tag belts on Charlotte and Becky, and then Sasha with the blue belt and Bayley with the red belt or something. I don't know.
I would personally love to see Shayna versus Ronda.
If Shayna turn on Ronda, that would be fun.
And if they
I don't think we got enough of Ronda, of heel monster Ronda. I think we only got like really a month of it.
Yeah.
So I do feel like Ronda maybe would have to be the heel for that. Anyways, what's the next match on this card? This is a long card. This is a lot of freaking matches.
2 nights.
Randy Orton versus Edge, last man standing.
I think Randy's going to win because I don't think Edge has anything like to have a standard run back. I think bringing him back was for this match specifically and for this WrestleMania moment specifically, and to close out this feud and like to end that unsettled business. Like the same thing they did with John Cena and Undertaker a few years ago. You know, Cena had never had his Undertaker match. So I think Edge came back for the specific purpose to have this Randy Orton match, not to have another run at anything.
I'm going to say, well, for starters, I'm going to say that the Edge versus Randy Orton t-shirt for WrestleMania 36 is fire. That's 1. 2, I think that Edge is going to win it. I think that I feel like Edge is going to win it because Edge hasn't really had the best record at Mania. He's had a lot of good matches at Mania, but he's never really had his WrestleMania moment. Like, you look at him in WrestleMania 24, where he faced, I think it was Taker. He lost that. The triple threat at 25 with him, Big Show, and Cena, he lost that. So he did
have a sweet entrance to 25, though.
He did have and I think that his biggest WrestleMania moment, to be honest, was probably WrestleMania 21 in Los Angeles when he won. He was the first ever person to win Money in the Bank. But I feel like he hasn't
about
really.
17, the spear. That was 17 or 19?
Which one?
17. The spear to Jeff Hardy. TLC.
Oh yeah. That was 17.
17.
That was 17. But I feel like he's gonna come back. He's gonna have a WrestleMania moment. But I do think that he's back for a multi-year run because he signed a multi-year contract with WWE. So I think that he's gonna have more matches. He's probably gonna be on limited availability, probably on like a Brock Lesnar type of status or a Tyson Fury, where he comes in for one of the big 4. But this is not the last we're gonna see from Edge. And I also believe that Randy would not do WrestleMania matches with a lot of guys, and he's not gonna put a BS match on with Edge. I think that if
I don't think it'll be a BS match.
Yeah, I think that if Randy agreed to a match with Edge, then they're gonna try to make this one special. But I also think that Randy wants to put Edge over, so that Edge can be propelled back into a space where he can contend for a championship, or just have a top feud with, say, somebody like a AJ Styles or Seth. Him and Seth need to happen. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Edge. What about you, Angie?
Sorry, I'm gonna say something right after this match, like a little commercial break.
Oh, this Undertaker shirt is sick.
The shirts for the matches this year are absolutely phenomenal. Personally, I definitely think Edge is going to take the win on this one. I just feel like it makes sense for Edge to be the guy to win. I just feel like it makes sense for Edge. Like you did say, Edge is doing a multi-year deal. Edge, I think, will have matches, will come back, will be able to do matches with other guys. I think, if you're going to put the cap on Edge and Randy, maybe put the cap on Edge and John Cena as well,
Right.
who maybe have John Cena be the guy to retire Edge. But I do think that Edge elevates some newer guys later on, or, more in the future. Well, he doesn't really have to elevate a guy like Seth Rollins. Seth
Right.
Rollins can take a loss at this point.
But it's just a match that we all want to have.
Right. You could have that Edge Seth Rollins match. You could have those Edge dream matches that you wanted. So I definitely think Edge is the guy who wins this match. Now, quick commercial break. I know you guys have seen the new Subway Mania.
I haven't.
Okay,
I sent it.
go
You did.
watch it. The new Subway Rumble is so good. Actually, shout out to my friend Justine. He actually plays Bubba Ray Dudley
In that,
in that, which is super cool. He looks just like him.
that's mad.
I popped for Eddie. Do you have that picture we took with him at WrestleMania last
Yes, I
week?
do. I still have it.
Send it to me. Because I don't know where it is.
Anytime that there's a Mankind reference involved, I'm on board because Mankind is like top 5 all-time favorites.
So yeah, just go watch Subway Mania. They did a great job on that. The Subway Rumble 2020. It was like super funny.
I think I
the 3D
downloaded
was
it because I
dope.
meant to post it on our.
It was so good. I really enjoyed it. So all right. Somebody posted a picture of Squidward. Look at this.
Oh no.
And they said, "Me on my way to get my license after all this ends." That's a mood because I'm not playing no more games. I need to be driving.
My poor brother turned 16 in 2 weeks. He's so bummed. He's like, I just want to go to Topgolf with my friends.
Bruh,
Top dog.
you guys know that Alter Bridge was supposed to play Edge in?
What?
Really? For this year?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's brazy.
I'm really upset about this. Alter Bridge was supposed to play Edge in at his first singles match back. We were going to be there. First singles match back.
I'm
Corona.
coming to the realization I'm never going to get to see Undertaker in
That
my
was
life,
the
and
first-
Undertaker is my everything.
That was the first time I was ever going to see Edge live because every time I went to a live event when I was younger, he was on SmackDown. And I only went to one Raw when I was like 13. And then after that, I went to a live event 3 years after Edge retired.
Undertaker just never, because I never went in like the 90s. I always went with my brother. So that would have been like, my brother was born in 2004. So like 2010 through 2013 when I was going to events, and Undertaker wasn't on shows anymore. And all I want in my life is to see Undertaker. Like, that's all I want.
I think I may have to take, if things go back to normal by SummerSlam time, which, isn't guaranteed, I think I may have to take a little trip to Boston.
I'll be down for that.
That's such a-
I may have to go to Boston for TakeOver and SummerSlam, and then be right back in Brooklyn in time to go on the retreat with these kids.
Yeah, because Boston's not far for you guys. Boston's like a 16-hour drive for me.
That's a cute 4 hours for us.
Yeah, Boston's like 4 hours for us.
Yeah, Boston's like 4 hours.
Ooh, if SummerSlam, if life is somewhat back to normal around SummerSlam time, then
I'm down.
Yeah, Boston's pretty much just as far of a drive for me as Florida is.
that's really far. You live in Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio.
I think Boston is like a 12 or 13-hour drive, and Florida, like Tampa, is like 16 or 18 hours. That's not a bad
Boston is a
drive.
calm 12-hour drive from you.
Chicago's close. Chicago's like a 6-hour drive. Atlanta's like 8 hours.
Girl.
Yeah, Orlando's about 12 hours from me too. It's about the same.
Anyways, next match we have John Cena versus The Fiend in the Firefly Funhouse match.
Ooh.
The Fiend has to win because they aren't going to keep burying him, are they? The Fiend is the most interesting character they've had in years. They can't bury him on WrestleMania.
Well, stranger things have happened.
I know. He lost the belt to freaking
Goldberg.
Ugh.
Goldberg.
Dun, 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 dun. Let me stop before we get copyright strike.
That's a fact.
I was just singing it. It's not that serious then. See, somebody said that history says that John Cena always wins matches he should lose, and Bray Wyatt always loses matches he should win. Which is very true.
That is very true. But I personally believe that Bray Wyatt is going to win this one. I think that they're building this up as redemption for Bray, and I personally believe that it is going to be redemption for Bray. So I think that because of the whole WrestleMania 30 match. So I think that Bray is going to win this one.
I'm going to say John Cena only because
he's the golden boy.
just in case he actually does win, I just want to be the one who says it. Whitney, you said what you had to say, right?
Yeah, I said they can't keep burying the
They
Fiend.
would say, okay.
There's a gnat in my room. I opened up my windows, and there's like a little gnat in here, and it's been in here for 3 days.
No.
I cannot. Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match.
Woo.
I need to know what a boneyard match entails because that varies on.
I think it's probably a buried alive match. They just don't want to say buried alive because of everything going on right now.
Because, like, if it's something like a buried alive match or something, first of all, I'm going to cry because we would have been there watching a buried alive match, and my favorite match of all time is Undertaker versus Mankind in a buried alive match. The hand comes up at the end, favorite match. If it's something like that's a classic Undertaker match, Taker's gonna win. If it's something where they're like, ooh, spooky ghosts, and put like skeletons on the stage, AJ wins.
So they mentioned Undertaker in his promo, in one of his promos, I think it was yesterday, mentioned something about he's bringing the 3 stages of hell or the unholy trinity with him. Unholy trinity.
Well, and they
Now,
did the whole
if shooting-
tombstone thing,
Right.
like they had the AJ Styles gravestone.
If they're shooting this like a movie, I definitely think we probably are going to get different versions of The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get like American Badass Undertaker, we'll get Deadman Undertaker, Ministry Undertaker, debut Undertaker with the mullet.
And his gloves.
The glove, purple glove Undertaker, gray glove Undertaker. I think that we're going to get a lot of different versions of the
Well, and
Undertaker.
he wore a skull cap in one of the promos, which only time he's ever worn a skull
Was
cap
American
was when he
Badass.
was American Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I say Undertaker.
I think Undertaker's going to win this. Also, the shirt for this match is fire as well.
Yes. I have to order it.
The 2 main event matches, I have, we'll talk about that match last because that match is going to be very interesting. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre, and that's why I think Seth Rollins is going to win because Seth Rollins is Drew's foil, and then they feud for a few months for the title.
I think that Drew is going to win. I think that this has been a decade in the making. I feel like the story was really well built. Probably one of the best WrestleMania storylines for this year, at least. Obviously, because of Corona, it wasn't able to flush itself out to where it was supposed to be in the moment that it was supposed to be. But nevertheless, Drew's gonna win. It's the story just kind of makes it so that he's gonna win.
My heart tells me Drew is going to win because it is the perfect moment. My brain says Brock lost last year. They aren't going to have Brock lose the title back to back. So I'm very torn because the vignette they did for Drew of him training back in Scotland and carrying the barrels and it was so cool. And Drew's one of those people that's like KO where I just want him to have the whole entire world. But I also don't think Brock is going to lose back-to-back WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Especially dropping a title in back-to-back WrestleManias. If this was a non-title match, I'd definitely be oh yeah, Drew's winning. But with it being a title match,
No, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be true.
I think so too.
That's what my heart wants. I just have that voice in the back of my head going, are they going to have Brock drop back-to-back years?
All right. And the final match on the card, the 18 on card. I am tired.
Yo, I can see it.
The final match
Do we
on
even
the
care
card
about this match? That's the
is Braun Strowman versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship. This match was originally Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, but due to Roman Reigns not wanting to take part in the match due to a bunch of different circumstances, of course, him being immunocompromised and, so on and so forth.
Yeah, the backstory was stupid. They should have never made that up. They should have been like, listen, here's the deal. This is serious. The man is immunocompromised. Stay home.
That on WWE television. They
should have.
It's fantasy. They're trying to give us like an escape, like a fantasy land type thing. So I kind of get it.
But we know the vibes.
Yeah, but if you.
But he came out there and shared like, my leukemia is back. I am.
True. That's very true.
So like, for Roman and Roman alone, it would have been a good moment for them to be like, yeah, he's I can't say
anemic?
that.
Immunocompromised.
Yeah. He can't. His blood cell counts are shot. He is a multiple-time leukemia survivor, and for the safety of him and his health and his family, he's not going to be in the match. He is the only superstar on that whole roster, I think, where it would have worked for them to say that, because he was so open with his journey and talking about the fact that his leukemia was back.
Right.
Like, The Miz makes sense for them to not talk about it. Dana Brooke makes sense to not say, oh yeah, Dana's got Rona.
Damn it, Dana. I can't get over the fact that Dana has been begging for an opportunity for literally months. Yo,
And she gets
I
Corona.
need to be featured. I need to be on TV. All right, so you're going to be on at WrestleMania, right? You got that? Yeah, I got it. Gets Rona.
Not only that, you're going to be in a title match at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Not just in the Rumble.
Not a kickoff. When Dana comes back, Vince is gonna be like, "Hey yo, I don't want to hear a damn thing from you about wanting a shot, because you had a shot and you wanted to get Rona." But
she
as
didn't
far
want
as
Rona.
huh?
We don't even know if she got Rona.
Nigga, she got Rona.
No, she don't.
She got Rona. Dana got the
Stop
Rona.
talking about Dana
It's the
like
same
that.
amount of syllables. It's the same amount of syllables. Okay, Dana,
That's my
Rona. Okay,
That's not this.
but
Dana Brooke Corona.
exactly,
Anyway.
exactly. Period. There you go.
Anyway,
I think Drew's gonna win.
we talk
Oh, my bad. I'm bugging. I think that Goldberg is gonna win. That's
and
it.
Thingy.
I don't care. I don't care about the ugly build belt. I don't care about Braun and his stupid go get a real job. I don't care about Goldberg. I think Goldberg is the most dangerous and unsafe wrestler in wrestling and does not give
The
two
views
sheets.
of Whitney do not reflect the views and opinions of everybody else in this channel.
Listen, Goldberg is a dangerous person in the ring, and you can see that, and he does not care about safety of both himself and the other wrestlers. I would have said Braun before Braun started running his mouth and saying that people shouldn't be going on and having their, asking for money on their Patreons or whatever, acting like he's holier than thou, and, well, I'm not getting a paycheck. Okay, you got 6 figures in the bank. We don't care. So, I don't care. I probably won't even watch it, to be honest. I'll probably turn off my TV because it'll be the last match, and I'll be like, I don't need this in my life.
I think Goldberg should retain.
Same. That's it.
Those are my thoughts and opinions on Goldberg versus
That's
Braun.
it. Oh, I wanted to ask one more question since that kind of wraps up our predictions, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to ask one more question. So apparently WWE is offering. Oh no. WrestleMania 36 can not only be viewed on the WWE Network, but you can also buy the pay-per-view from Fox.
Yeah.
Wanted to know
Like
what
through their streaming services, or
I think either they're
So you
streaming.
can get it on Fox, you can get it on Fight TV, you can get it on regular pay-per-view.
So what do you think this is saying about WWE as far as bringing back? Do you think that they're bringing back standard pay-per-view options? Do you think they're gonna No, I need
Well,
thoughts.
Here's the thing. So I think that what happened was, remember, WWE was supposed to be selling their big pay-per-views to like an over-the-top
Provider.
pay-per-view provider, and then what ended up happening was this whole thing with Rona, and then I think something else happened behind the scenes which caused that deal to be dead. So now thing pay-per-view over the WWE network because of that particular situation, because they need to make the money back for the investors.
Right.
I put $20. I bought $20 of share of stock in WWE. They need to get it together. Their stock price needs to raise so I can sell it and get some money.
Yo, facts. I'm gonna see what the WWE stock price is like now because
It's
yeah, 34.13.
Oh, you got $14.
34.13. So,
Yeah.
well, did you invest in a full share or?
Yeah. How do you invest?
I put $20 into it, so I don't know what that means.
How much was the share when you bought it though? Like, how much was stock?
No.
Well, I can't tell you how much money you have. If you bought it when
says my
stock was,
portfolio. I have $19.93 from WWE. That means it went down.
Damn.
yeah. So you invested. You don't own a full share.
And Apple get it together too. I put $10 in them, and they went down like 30 cents.
Have you looked at Chase's stock? We're like, I mean, I don't work for Chase. No, I think it's just back to the pay-per-view. I think it's just a situational thing where like a lot of people aren't going to want to sign up for the WWE network. So they're just trying to be like, come on to our special 2-night event.
It's bigger than one night.
Also, is it are they doing like 2 nights for the price of one, or do you have to spend the $50 each night?
No, it's $30 for one night. So, well, actually, yeah. So then technically it would be 2 nights for the price of one. You can get both nights for $60 for the $70 or whatever, and then you can get one night for like $35.
Makes sense.
So you save like $5 if you whatever.
Yeah, but we don't know which matches are happening on which night.
All we know are the pre-matches right now.
So right, so I could be like, hey, all I want to see is Sasha Banks versus Bayley. I'll just buy night one, and then they're not on night one. They're
Sasha's
on
starting match on Sunday night.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, I would be tight.
Yeah, they need to just say this is all so messy, and I know that a lot of this mess is out of WWE's control at this point, but
anyway, that wraps up.
We're all tired.
Yeah, all of us are tired.
I'm exhausted. But that
that
wraps up our show. This is going up literally in like how much time?
We don't know.
Well, if this goes up tomorrow, then some of our matches were wrong.
And some of our matches were right.
However, if this goes up tonight, or if this can get up before the pay-per-view, which probably won't happen.
Is it 7 or 8?
7.
It's 7. But yes, if you have joined us, okay, regardless of anything, both nights we're doing a Zoom watch along Wrestlemania. You can get the link on Twitter, on our Facebook page, on my personal Twitter at D'Angelo Carter, my personal Instagram at Who's Angelo Carter, and come watch WrestleMania with us.
It's also in the Instagram story. You
Yes.
just can't physically click on it. You have to
manually type it.
Yeah,
but it's fine. Come join us on Zoom. Watch WrestleMania with us. Some of us were supposed to be there. Some of us were supposed to be at Legends Bar, but it's okay.
We all here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, remember y'all, wash your hands, stay inside, and don't let this bird app get you smacked in 2020.
And that concludes our show. We'll see you guys next week.